the inner voices we disown turn against us. When you are blocked in expressing your most cherished thoughts and feelings, you can never realize your soul reality. It needs courage and a good deal of civil disobedience to get there. Most people in our culture deny the existence of an inner reality, although their childhood experience was telling them an entirely different story. But even the remembrance of such experiences, which is of course the best evidence you can get, most people have repressed it. It was the price they paid to survive in an inhuman mechanistic society. They have acted like Faust and sold their soul to the devil. However, there is another level of consciousness, and there is a world not less real than the one our five senses can grasp. We only have to project our inner images into the outside world in order to let them grow into everyday reality. Everybody can do that. Everybody is born a creator. The first thing to do is to let go and to give up control. Mental control stands in the way when we want the universe to help direct our lives. Our hand, guided by the universal spirit, will produce marvels. There is no need to interpret the images, forms, symbols or colors that will be the result of spontaneous artwork. The therapeutic effect is directly triggered by the free and harmless expression of your subconscious images and emotions. Repressed images haunt us only as long as they are incarcerated in silence, but they lose their destructive energy once they are expressed and humanized in language. All that comes to the surface of consciousness will lose its negative, harmful energy and transform itself toward positive expression of our whole being. We are called upon liberating our shadow. The Minotaur in the old myth of King Minos represents our sadistic desires that are fed by stale, negative bioenergy. The desires are not the problem. It is the inhibition of pleasure that causes the obstruction. It is the shadow that contains the pent-up energy that has destructive potential. Where does violence and our need for violence come from? This is one of the key questions. Neurological research and psychology clearly came to the insight that pleasure and violence represent mutually exclusive energetic reactions in the human brain. When pleasure goes down, violence goes up, and vice versa. The inner controller, as transactional analysis calls that instance in us, is not a natural part of our psyche. It is part of the secondary drive structure, a result of our individual and social neurosis. It locks us in a moralistic frame of reference, or moralism, which drives us to belittle, turn down, deny and condemn in self and others all expressions of natural pleasure. Functionally speaking, moralism is perversion in that it turns natural life processes upside down. And this denial of pleasure is the reason of our violence. And it's not only on a personal level, but also on a collective level, on the level of society as a whole. The denial of the pleasure function brings about an almost unbearable, destructive rage, a fact that we can observe in emotionally lively children when denied a candy or a promised walk or a gift they were supposed to get. This primal reaction of the brain is not a function of age or maturity. It takes place in adults in exactly the same way.